Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you getting into my budget for the month of December. It is officially the end of the year and it's the last month of the year and a lot to think about. I have changes coming up for 2025 on how the budget's going to look. I've already purchased my notebook for next year from Erin Condren, which is where I get this. If you're ever interested in looking at Erin Condren products, I do have a link in the description. It costs nothing extra to you, but I get a few extra points and you get extra points if it's your first time purchasing. And I think those points for the first time are about $10 discount or something like that, or 10%. I cannot remember. It's been a while since I've talked about Erin Condren. But anyway, moving on from there, I have everything laid down. I've been doing my own stickers this year. It's been successful. I just do them when I need to do them. I'm not pressured. And I've been able to match some of these colors really, really well for the wildlife collection with Erin Condren. And I'm just happy with that. I'm happy with how everything turned out. I used a sticker book from Plannything. Let me see if I can find that. Now, I don't think these sticker books are available anymore. Once she does a collection and then she runs out of books, then she starts the new year with new collections. But this is Plannything. This is the company. They're from the Netherlands. It's a wonderful lady that makes high quality stickers. And I love her sticker books and I can use them for 2 or 3 years almost. This one was the Christmas Houses and Trees Part 2. I'm pretty sure it's not in the shop anymore, but that's okay. The new ones are just as gorgeous as this one. And then the Seasonal Vibes, this winter collection here is where I got these. And then the houses and the shop here I got from this one. So it's really, really cute. I love the little ice skating rink here, the mailbox. And I love her drawings of the houses and the shops. And this cute little Santa here for Christmas. It's so cute. This is one of my favorite times of the year because my son was born on Christmas Eve. He's a Christmas Eve baby, and my best friend had a little girl the day before his birthday. And so I just feel so tied to that family and her children. And so I have 2 birthdays back to back. We're going to be celebrating. My friend is in another state, so I can't be with him, but I will be mailing gifts and Christmas gifts and all the things. So I'm really excited about that. I still have more shopping to do. I haven't even really started. I'm doing this filming on, let's see, pull up the November calendar here. Today is the 23rd. I'm filming it early so I can get this up and ready. This will be coming up sometime this week. Probably because I'm closing out the November budget here, so it'll probably come up here Thursday, not Thanksgiving Day, Friday, day after Thanksgiving, or maybe Saturday. And then, no, day after Thanksgiving, and then the 1st on Sunday is when I'll have my paycheck 1 ready. So you guys will be seeing that. The stickers look great, and I'm ready to dive in and see what the numbers look like for the end of the month of 2024. I have not finished up my annual budget actuals and my annual budget for 2025, what that's going to look like and the projections. So hopefully I can get that up and hopefully get it up really soon, early in December, so you can kind of see how to kind of set that up for yourself and prepare for the new year coming up and making sure that you have enough money to cover everything throughout the year. That's the goal of what we're doing here in budgeting, is to make sure we have enough money to cover everything throughout the year and then some, and find ways to save and all the things. So this is the monthly budget layout on a calendar form, but I do like putting it in this form. Now, I have not done my dashboard. I do have some notes to myself. I always write a scripture, prayer, and things like that. So I just wrote down my scripture writing and prayer for the month of December. And the scripture says here, the one I chose for this month was, I thought, a pretty good one, a good reminder why we budget and why it's important to budget. Luke 14:28 through 30. For which one of you, when he wants to build a watchtower for his guards, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if he has enough to finish it? Otherwise, when he has laid down a foundation and is unable to finish the building, all who see it will begin to really ridicule him, saying, "This man began to build and was not able to finish it." So, yeah, we feel that way a lot of times when we're paying off debt or building up debt, and we realize, oh, we can't pay this off. That's our watchtower that was meant to protect us. We don't have money for it. We can't build it. We can't protect ourselves for the future. And I know I was in that situation for many, many years, several times in our marriage and our family, and had to dig us out of, both of us had to dig ourselves out of debt twice. It was $60,000 the first time and $60,000 the second time. And we just kept running up credit cards, car loans, school loans, all this stuff. And it was just horrible. And so taking this wisdom and going, okay, if we don't have the cash for it, then we can't buy it. That simple mindset right there is so important to have at the beginning of every month when you start your budget, when you find out how much income's coming in, estimated, and how many bills are coming out, or how much in bills are coming out, and making sure there's enough money left over. There's a buffer in the checking account to cover any uh-ohs or I forgots or whatever. It's really good to sit down and do that monthly budget. It's a great exercise. Even if you don't close out your monthly on that and you do, let's say like I do, paycheck to paycheck and stuff like that, then you know you're on the right track. So the prayer I wrote this time was, Lord, I pray to you that my budgets are lifted up to you each month. Be with us each time a decision must be made, so we may steward your money well. Amen. I know my writing and spelling is horrible. Ignore that. It's just who I am. So I have my prayer that's what I want, is God brought into scripture, or the scripture and God brought into my budget, so that I can steward the money well, make good financial decisions, and take care of and protect our future. And then I just wrote some important dates. It's a busy month, just to remind me what's going on. Everything from birthdays to Christmas, where my husband's working, and other important decisions being made, and New Year's Eve, and family visiting. It's going to be a busy, busy month. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to doing the monthly budget and tracking all the numbers and seeing if I have enough income to cover all the expenses for the month of December. All right, so I've laid everything out for the monthly budget. Here's my income section, and then my expenses, and fixed and variable. So we have everything kind of laid out. This is my new design for the new month. I think it looks really, really pretty. I'm so excited. I did get a comment on my sticker setup video from someone in South Africa. Thank you for commenting on that video. It's not a popular video, but I do enjoy them and enjoy laying stickers down and putting some music to it. So if you haven't seen it, just go check it out. I'm basically laying all these stickers down. I did struggle. The blade did not cut properly, and I did not set my settings correctly for this first 3 pages, but after that it was fine. So it was just one of those weird days, and I was not willing to reprint and use another 3 sticker pages for that. All right, let's go ahead and get started in getting the income ready for the monthly budget. My husband, on the first of the month, 80% of our income comes in on the first of the month. So he'll get military retirement on the first, VA disability, rent and dividends, and then his first salary check of the month. So these first 4 items always comes for paycheck 1, and it's consistent every month. The salary check actually comes on the 30th of the previous month, but because that is so close to the end of the month, I count it for the next month. Our military retirement income for this month is the same every month throughout the year. This will change going into January in the new year, and it takes January and February where they adjust it to the point where we know for sure what it's going to be for the rest of the year. But this year it was $1,898.12. VA disability is $2,428.91. If you're new, my husband is retired Navy, and so he gets a military retirement check for 20 years service and VA disability check. Rent and dividends. So my son pays us rent, 803. You'd think I know that after all this time this year. This also changes if you're curious about that. My sons are autistic, and one of my sons gets SSI, and we have to charge rent, and that helps us with paying for groceries and his part of, mortgage and utilities and stuff like that. And we charge 803, and he gets the max amount. And that max amount, he gets to keep $140. He purchases things for himself with that, that he likes or that he wants, and helps out around the house and things like that. So that's where that rent comes from. And then dividends is from our checking account. So any pennies that are given to us throughout the month, or not throughout the month, but that month, to make sure I have the right amount and not be thrown off by pennies, because I do to the penny when I don't estimate, I do to the penny. I want to make sure my bank account matches what I'm writing here, and this all involves my checking account only, all the income that comes in and everything that goes out from here. So that when I get those pennies, I put them in the actual section along with the rent. It just makes life easier when you do it that way. And then I'm estimating salary $1,412. And because it's salary and my husband gets paid twice a month, struggle talking here, and all of that, I want to go ahead and make sure I have the lowest estimate possible. That way, if it's more, I can just add more, but I don't have to subtract away. And if it's a few pennies or just $1 or $2, it's not that big a deal. When it gets into higher numbers, that's when it's a problem. But this is his new salary for this time period. I have zero balance forward that I am aware of, so I'm just going to put 0 here. If we actually balance forward any money, which I don't think we're going to, any cash left over in November. November's not done yet. At this moment, I do not have a balance forward total, and I can add it here, but I want to take any money left over in November and put it towards our debt that we owe for our vacation this past year. We have over $1,800 that we need to take care of, and any amount will help bring that number down, and we should be good to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and total up. Sorry about the glare on the calculator. Total these numbers up. So we're looking at a total of $7,954.03 as our total income for the month that we can use to cover all these expenses. Now, before I get started on what the expenses are and how much they are for the month, I do want to point out a few changes for January. The first thing is the PHC, God's Outreach, and Mortgage. Those 3 are going to change going in the new year starting January 1st. So I will not have PHC and God's Outreach here as something that is auto-drafted for these organizations in tithing. What we're going to do is increase the tithe to our church, drop these 2 and do offerings, which is above and beyond tithing, throughout the year as money is available. So they're not going to be a regular recurring thing. Now, PHC, Pregnancy Help Center, we do baby bottle drives. We can donate bags and stuff like that to the individuals. We can donate clothes, baby clothes and diapers and all the things that they need. So when women come in and need a little help with their children and taking care of them, providing what they need, they can come in and do that, and they can do that for free. So I will be participating in all those aspects. I just won't do it monetarily here physically with a donation. As much as I would love to continue to do it, I can't. God's Outreach, same thing. The pantry is very near and dear to our church's heart. We donate, actually, when we go to the grocery store and bring home plastic bags, no matter where they're from, we take those plastic bags, except for the bags that had any kind of meat in it. We take those bags and kind of pile them all up. And then instead of taking them to the store for recycling, which is a good thing, we're going to recycle them. We recycle them with the food bank, and the food bank reuses them and for groceries for the people that come in who need food that week. And they have people that come very regularly, and they need to be taken care of and loved in this way. So we've always done that. Our church gives to both of these organizations. So if we give to our church is giving to them as well. And so many things, so many aspects. So it's going to look different. It's not going to be on paper. It's just something we're going to do above and beyond our tithing, our normal tithing, because our tithing is going to change. I usually do 10% of the income coming in. This time around, starting in January, we've got something totally new happening. I will be funding my Roth fully every year going forward, and my husband will be funding his Roth fully every year going forward. That's $8,000 a year for each of us, at $16,000 total to come up with and fully fund the Roth. And we're going to do it in monthly increments. So I had to reduce this number by the number that we would be contributing every month for my Roth and my husband's Roth. If I remember correctly, it's 1,300. Is it 300? Yeah, $333.33. I think that's what it is, which means I'm going to be doing 10% of $6,600, not $7,900. That's how we're going to be doing our giving next year. A lot of it's going to be sporadic for these organizations, and the rest of it's going to be going to our Roth IRA. We did not start our Roths early enough in life. We're lucky that my husband has a military retirement VA disability, but as we get older and inflation continues to happen, I've never seen anything reduce in price. I've only seen things go up in prices over the years. It just never goes back to what it was. Inflation is going to continue to grow. It's going to keep happening. So we need to get at least 20 years under our belt with, or 15 to 20 years under our belt with our Roth, and contributing to that over the next several years before we hit 66, 67 years old, I think it is when we get Social Security. So, and we're 50 and 51 this year. So that is where we're at with that. Those are the changes coming out. Where am I getting the money to pay that $1,333? I'm reducing how much I'm tithing, and then I'm also taking the mortgage and not doing a principal only payment for 1 year. If sometime in the middle of the year or by the next year I can go back to contributing $550 because my husband increased his income or other income came in, then we probably will. So this is the sad last month that I'll be doing that $550 until income increases and we can contribute that going forward. It may push out our mortgage a little bit. We'll have to wait and see how the numbers fall. I will still do a Mortgage Monday next year. It just won't be as exciting with the extra $550 payment. You're just going to see what a regular mortgage is doing. And next year, I think we're going to have the house appraised in order for us to drop the, can't remember how much it is, $30 of mortgage insurance. I think that's what it is. So that's what we're going to do. And that's what's going to happen here. So enough about the changes. Let's go ahead and get these numbers down. Tithe right now is $168.18. It happens 2 times a month. The other one's down here at the bottom. I'm still going to let the auto withdrawal of $88 for Pregnancy Help Center. And we're going to do the $95.06 for the, food bank. And then the mortgage is going to be its usual $2,522.96. Now this number may drop, but it may stay in 2000s. Normally it's like 19 something. So let's see, 2,522.96 minus 550. It's normally $1,972.96 right now without the extra principal only payment. But this is probably going to be bumped up because of property taxes. Our property values have gone up. They've been reassessed every year. So every year that fluctuation happens. And so I'm curious to see what the new year is going to show. I saw on our mortgage website that there will be a new assessment ready and sent to us once the new year happens. So yeah, and then we'll probably have a shortfall in the escrow, and I have no extra money to pay it in full, so I'm going to have to roll it into the mortgage for the year and get caught up that way. It's a whole thing. I don't like it, but that's what it is. Spectrum right now is 109. Have not decided to leave Spectrum for MetroNet. We just got MetroNet fiber in our community, and we're just still seeing how it's working for everybody else. If you're not aware, we live in the county, not in the city, so we're close, but not that close to everything, and so it's harder to get that. But they are building more subdivisions this way. They have a whole construction thing going on. It's getting crazy over here, so we're growing. $10.59 is our Amazon Music for my husband. He gets to download music. He goes to rural areas when he is working, and he picks his music for the day and downloads it, and then he has something to listen to in the car because he doesn't even have radio stations. He's so out in the country somewhere. Greater Europe Mission is what GEM stands for, and that is another tithe that we do to $56.75. Not sure if I'm going to increase this or not. I have to pray about all these changes with tithing. We have been praying about for a long time, and God is so good. It's His money, and He can grow it however He wants, and we won't even realize how He's doing it. But I just want to make sure this family has the income they need, so we're definitely sticking with this, and that's not going to change. We won't drop it. We might increase it a little bit, but I don't know. Water, I'm budgeting $80. So the last 3 months is $80, and we found out why. We have a leak. Well, we had a leak. We had it fixed. If you see the end of the month of November sinking funds video where I close out my sinking funds, you're going to see a lot of numbers, and that water leak is one of them, paying for the plumber to come out and fix it. We spent $775 for them to excavate a small area in the front of our house where the water comes into the main line and then gets distributed out. It was leaking right there, and I was wondering why one of my bushes was growing so well this year. Apparently I had been watering it for 2 months straight, and it was doing wonderfully and beautifully. So that was hilarious. I just had it fixed the other day, so I don't know how much our water bill is going to be in December. I'm guessing it's going to be the same as the previous month. And then by the time we get to January, I hope it'll level out and get back to normal. So we'll see. But it was a $40 increase, that's for sure. We still have Dash Pass, $9.99 a month. I haven't done the annual. I'd like to do the annual because we use it all the time. We're probably not going to stop using it. It's a good service. We get our food quickly when we do takeout delivery, and we budget for takeout delivery. So we make sure we make those decisions. I'd like to do the annual. It's a little bit cheaper than this monthly, only a few dollars, but I still would like to do it. HP ink is the ink I get for my printer, and that's $7.41. YouTube, what do they call it? Prime? Is it YouTube Prime? Premium was $24.92. This is so we don't have commercials in our video, or when we're watching content and videos. It's just so nice to not have those commercials. Next we have Geico, which is $177.24. That's for 2 vehicles, 11 and 14 years old. Wow. And then tithe again for the second paycheck. And this tithe that I'm talking about here is the salary tithe. $1,000. 168.18, and then AT&T, that's our cell phones. 2 of them are being paid on. I think we have a year left on my son's phones. My phone I own, and my husband's phone we own. So yeah, we're just not sure if we should be changing anything or if I need to get a new one. Not because there's new ones out there, but because mine's an 11 Pro Max, and it's paid off and it still works great, but it's starting to get glitches and issues, so I don't like that. Next, we have sinking funds. So sinking funds, I have several sinking funds. I think I'm down to less than 15 sinking funds because I've removed some of the line items and combined some things, but we're still putting $466.95 this month, and that looks pretty good. Life insurance one, me, my husband, and one of my adult sons is on this policy, $87.56. Life insurance, $33.16. That's my oldest son's. Once he got off our policy because he aged out, I got him a policy. Electric, I'm going to estimate $175 just because it's winter. We're running the heat more. We do have our propane with our fireplace, but as we're settling in on how to adjust the temperature and all the things, it might be a little high this month. USCCA is my husband's, $39.17. Apple.com, $2.99. You can probably hear my son walking around upstairs. Vivint, our home security system. I really like Vivint. They've been really good to us. I've had it moved from our previous house in Virginia to Kentucky, and they installed everything for us. And I don't know, I really like it. It's expensive to get the equipment, $65.82, but once you pay for the equipment, you have it. And we just, upgrade when we need to on certain equipment pieces, but not the whole thing. And the service as far as our response, as far as monitoring and stuff, has been fantastic. So that has worked out really well. So I'm definitely keeping that. $1,600 is what I'm planning for grocery household, holiday food, and all that stuff. My father-in-law is definitely going to be here in December, so we're going to leave it at $600 for eating out. We always pay for his meals when he's here. Miscellaneous, $300 is what we've been doing every month. These numbers will drop for next month, so we'll have to see if we can stick in those numbers. Grocery will drop for next month, and miscellaneous will drop for sure. Restaurants, I'm pretty sure, are dropping as well. We'll see what January looks like. In my annual budget coming up, I'll have all those numbers ready for you. Gasoline, I'm doing $2.50. I do have to pick up my father-in-law and bring him here. That's a 2-hour round trip. Let's see, and then copay is $150. Just bring it over that $50. I probably will add in the $50 here. If I don't use it next month, I'll bring it in. And then I'm just going to leave this at $150. It's fine. Either I'll bring it in or I'll take it out of the budget here. Because I don't want that bill, those 2 bills that need to be paid that haven't been charged. At least I think they need to be paid. I don't want them to surprise me and not have the money put aside for it. That always kind of bothers me a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and total up this column and then this column, and I'll be right back. I'm going to write down $0 here because unbudgeted is always 0. And anything that comes out of the buffer, the checking account, later I'll put as an actual, and I'll track that in my spending category. So let's total up these numbers.
It's December again, I can't believe it. Whatever happened to...
Okay, so I have all my numbers. I just realized in my notes that I haven't gone through and seen if I had enough income to cover all the expenses. So we're going to find that out together. If not, I might have to do some adjustments here, so we'll see. I have $7,954.03. I'm going to subtract the $4,005.08. And then I'm going to subtract $3,770.35 Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. We have enough cash, barely. We have $178.30. This is the estimated buffer for the month. The actual buffer, or I don't even want to call that buffer, the actual leftover money for the month will be what I put here at the end of the month. Now, I don't come back and fill out this page and share it with you guys. What ends up happening is I fill it out as I go throughout the month when the actuals hit, and I see, oh, this actually came in, boom, I write it here. And then at the end of the month, I run the numbers, and they should match what I have back here, which is, let me get my notebook open and I'll show you. Back here, paycheck 1 and paycheck 2. So essentially back here, I am separating this first half all the way to Geico as paycheck 1, and then paycheck 2 is the second half. And then I split these in half for my spending categories for the paycheck periods. So paycheck 1 is the first half of that monthly budget. Paycheck 2 is the second half of that monthly budget. And basically, here's the end of the month. When I close out paycheck 2, it tells me to the penny what I have in the checking account at the end of the month, unless I decide to take it to zero, not on the day before income comes in. I usually do it after the next month's income is already in. I'll take it to the previous month's to zero and put on towards debt or savings or something like that. Whatever's left over here, that's where that money's going, or I put it to zero because I've earmarked what's left over at the end of the month for debt or savings. So that's how I run that. And then the weekly check-ins help me stay track for the week. Do I have a 5-week month this time? Let's see. They're all the same pattern every page. I loved how the candles turned out on the December calendar. So cool. I think it looks beautiful. It just turned out so nice. I love it. Let's see here. I usually do, I'm going to do a weekly check-in here. So Friday, so I'm going to start the previous Friday of November. Let me get that calendar for you. So this Friday, November 29th, which is a payday for the next month, 29th and 30th, Friday, and then Thursday is the day I close out. And then, so that's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and 5 weeks. So I'll take it to the end of the month. I'll probably close the budget out before all this happens, because that's another payday. So these transactions may go in the next month. So I might have a 3 or 4 day close out. It just depends on what mood I'm in, on how I want to get the end of the month cleared, because I have so many videos to do. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 week weekly check-in this time. So we're going to fill out all of this, and when I close this out, all the spending, it'll help me close out paycheck 2. And then my spending trackers are here in the back. So whenever I purchase something, I put it back here, and it has to be something I've purchased on the credit card, and then I track the available credit and how much I owe, and that keeps me in check on, do I have the cash to pay for all the spending I'm doing on the credit card. And it's categorized. It's, highlighted in the categories, and I always and I use the weekly check-in and the bill calendar to make sure I am covering what I need with cash that's already in the bank. So that is how I do my budget throughout the month. One leads into the other, and it works really well, and I really enjoy that. So here is this month's December monthly budget, and even though I can do it all on one page, I like to spread it out over time with the paycheck to paycheck and the weekly check-ins just to make sure I'm staying on track, and they all end in the same. So whatever I ended in paycheck 2 is the same thing I end in the monthly budget. If you have any questions or comments or any other suggestions for other videos that you'd be interested in, please let me know in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
The rest of the year.